Happy Friday, beautiful souls, and welcome to Spiritually Her. This is your safe space to explore the magic of inner work, grow your confidence, and embrace your self worth as the ultimate superpower. I'm Terrika-Surrenity, your host and guide on this transformative journey. Here, we're breaking barriers, we're rewriting our stories, and stepping fully into that girl energy together. So grab your favorite drink, let's settle in, and let's vibe. Your next level starts right now. Hi, my spiritual besties. It is me, your hostess with the mostest, Terrika-Surrenity, and welcome back to yet another episode of Spiritually Her. Listen, today we're diving into the journey of rediscovering yourself after a relationship that dimmed your light. But this episode isn't just for those who have left that relationship. It's also for those who are still in a relationship and wondering, am I losing myself? We're going to be talking about manipulation, gaslighting, and how to keep your glow intact. So, whether you're moving on or still figuring things out, this one is for you. All right, guys, before we get started, I just really want to say, I am so happy to chat it up with you guys this Friday. I'm hoping everyone is having a great Friday morning so far. I'm sending you guys all of the air hearts and love as always. And this topic here is very sentimental to me. And as we dig deeper into the episode, you guys will figure out why. But let's just jump into it. As always, grab your journals, grab your pens, grab whatever beverage you need, headphones, whatever. Or if you're driving, stay safe. But let's really dive into it, guys. So, we're going to jump into losing yourself in love. So, if you've ever looked in a mirror and wondered, who am I outside of this relationship? Then this episode is for you. Listen, because I have definitely been there. I have been there, honestly, in more relationships than one. But I will say that in this new and evolved and elevated version of Terrika-Surrenity that I am currently living, that I have some tips and things that can help you if you are going through this. Because you don't have to go through it alone, and it doesn't have to be as heartbreaking as it can feel. And we're spiritual besties, so why wouldn't your girl help you out? All right. So, we're going to talk about how easy it is to shrink yourself to keep the peace or to mold yourself into what your partner wants. So, just to get personal with you guys, I'm going to share a moment where I recognized the moment where I knew my light was dimming. For me, it was more so physical than it was. Well, it was all of them. It was physical, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, but I noticed it more physically. For me, it was when I would take pictures, or I don't know, we could be on vacation. It could just be a random picture. And I would look back at that picture and I didn't recognize myself. I had gained extra weight. I wasn't put together like I normally am. Being her, that girl, per. I like to look good. I like to feel good. I like my hair to be done. I like my makeup to be flawless to the T. And I like to be kept, if that makes sense. And in this moment, in this stage of my life, I was drinking every day. I was very like depressed. I wasn't really doing like my hobbies as much. I wasn't doing much of anything, and I my health started to take a turn. I was having blood pressure issues. I was just literally unhappy, very unhappy, and I noticed it in pictures. And I realized that my light, my aura was completely different than I had once recognized from myself. I've always been like this animated person, this girl that's full of life. That's that Leo sun and Gemini moon in me and Libra rising. So if you know anything about birth charts and everything like that, then you know that I am a fun time. Okay. Um, but it was me seeing like my light was very dim. And for those who know, because I've told this story before, but in my previous marriage, I carried a lot of hats. I was everything for everyone, even at the expense of my own happiness, health, mental health, emotional stability, everything. I was everything that I felt my children needed and wanted. I was everything that I felt like my spouse needed and wanted, but I was not everything that I felt like I needed and wanted. I was a, what do they call it? A Stepford home wife or Stepford stay at home wife or Stepford mom, whatever it is. I was a stay at home mom that also worked from home, and the cooking, the cleaning, the um, taking care of the kids, the washing the clothes. I was even cutting the grass. Like I was cutting my ex-husband's hair, my boys' hair. I was doing their hair, doing my hair, while also trying to write books and trying to do music and trying to find those hobbies to feel my life. But I was carrying so much that it was a lot. It was stressful. I had anxiety. I couldn't really sleep. Um, at the time, my ex-husband was a workaholic, so he was never there. I was literally just on my lonesome doing everything, and I was very unhappy. I had no time to myself, really. I felt like me being encaged into the home felt like a jail cell to me. I felt like I didn't feel like I knew that I was made for more. I knew that my purpose was big and grand. I just know it. I have this inner knowing that this is not all my existence is for. My existence is not just for the benefit of other people. And once I realized that and I started to take better care of myself and just really make more decisions that aligned back to me to light my fire, and I created boundaries and I started to fill my cup more and relight my fire. That's when I realized that who I am meant to be and who I truly am is not what my then partner wanted. I had carved and molded myself into what they wanted, the stay at home wife that bears the children and takes care of everything, and you just bring home the money. And there's no filling the cup, there's no dating, there's no anything. And once I started to go after what I wanted to light my cup, and I started to thrive. And I remember this time where I had written two books and I had did this first book conference, and oh my god, I was so happy, and I had sold so many books and people were coming to me asking me for my autograph, and I'm just sitting here like, what, me? They're saying like, yeah, I've read your book, and it was just amazing. And to see my light shine, and to see at the time my significant other at that time, to see the lack of support in helping that moment happen. I'm grateful for my mom, who was there, who helped supported, and my sister and etc. But to see my significant other, it was almost like um, me shining my light and getting attention or being so ambitious was a threat to almost ego. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's what it felt like because of the lack of support. And I am an ambitious woman. I am a creative. I am meant for more. And once there was an understanding that what you want is not what I want, and what I want is not what you want, I had to leave that relationship for me. Uh, I'm not going to dim my light, and I don't expect anyone else to dim their light to be with me either. So once I recognize that, I'm saying all this to say you can see that your light has been dimmed in more ways than one. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what are some ways that you can recognize that your light is dimmed. You can be feeling drained, not energized. So instead of feeling uplifted in your relationship, you're constantly feeling exhausted mentally and emotionally. You have stopped doing what you love. So all of your favorite hobbies, your dreams, or even the little joys no longer feel like a priority. You may be second guessing yourself a lot. You start doubting your own thoughts, your feelings, your abilities, your decisions, and you often find yourself seeking for validation from your partner. You may even be walking on eggshells. You avoid saying or doing certain things to prevent conflict, even at the cost of your own happiness. It can even be to the point where your self worth has taken a hit, where you no longer feel as confident, radiant, or sure of yourself as you once did. You might even have people that are close to you notice the change in you. You might have friends or family say you've been acting differently or you seem unhappy. You might look different. You might not smile as much. People might randomly ask you, "Are you okay?" They're noticing this mask that you are wearing because they're actually paying attention to you. And these are people that actually know you and love you. So if any of those things sound familiar, then your light may be dimming. But the good news about it is that it can always be reignited. Okay? So don't think that this is the end. Another thing we're going to talk about is like gaslighting when it comes to a relationship and how that dims you. So, for all of my spiritual besties, maybe you've heard these lines before, that you're overreacting, that never happened, or you're imagining things. Gaslighting is real and it makes you question your own reality. Okay? It have you questioning if what you feel is what you feel or what you experience is what you actually experience. Certain signs of manipulation and gaslighting in relationships or just any type of friendship, any type of encounter or connection. The first thing is they rewrite reality, telling you that never happened. You're too sensitive, or you get angry too quick. The second thing could be they deflect blame. So instead of taking accountability, they turn it on you, making you feel like the problem. They can even make you feel emotionally confused. where you start questioning yourself, wondering if you're overreacting or if you misunderstanding. They might twist your words. You try to express your feelings, but they make you feel guilty for bringing it up. And you might fear bringing up issues. You hesitate to express yourself because you know it'll somehow be turned against you. Those are just some signs of gaslighting and manipulation. Now, I know those can be a lot of times in any type of relationship where this tend to happen. Granted, I am an understanding person and I know that we all are healing through a lot of things and a lot of bad habits. But when it comes down to a relationship or even at the start of a relationship, if you are noticing these habits, communicate, set those boundaries, and also learning how to communicate and how to deliver certain messages. All right. That's one thing I had to learn about myself. Like me experiencing certain things in my past relationships, me being able to point it out, acknowledge it, and see it, and also be able to verbalize it in a way that the other partner, the other person understands how it is coming across and letting them know, like, hey, in a respectful way, I'm checking this gaslighting or this manipulation that you're trying to do, and it's not going to work. You need to have some accountability if this is going to work. If not, deuces. Period. Bye. I think that all this ties in to each topic that we have been talking about in this podcast, having that self worth, creating those boundaries, filling that cup, pouring your own cup, letting your light shine. Like, I feel like all this ties in. Yes, these are things that we are going to encounter. We're going to encounter our children trying to manipulate us and trying to gaslight us. We're going to experience this. But I feel like the inner work needs to be done to be able to recognize the behavior, address it, let there be a communication about accountability, and also setting the boundary and standard that this is not okay. This is not what I'm going to deal with. I caught that. Wrong game, wrong motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But in a respectful and graceful way. Now, here are some things that you can do to like deal with the gaslighting and manipulation. Keep receipts. I know all of my spiritual girlies clock the T. We keep receipts. Whether this is writing things down, journaling your experiences, screenshotting messages, baby. Like having record helps you trust your own reality. Because I know one thing about me. I am a sucker for words. And that's the ADHD that is in me. But when someone says something to me, I decipher each word. And if I am not having clarity based off what you're telling me, because what you're telling me and your actions are completely different, I have to repeat to you what you said. And if you're telling me I didn't say that, no, yes, you did, because I remember everything. I can screenshot it. This is what you said. Or I can play back in my head because I listen to words. I will play it back to you. Not like a recording, but because I listened and dissected each word, I can, say it back to you so that way you can hear it on the other end. Because sometimes I feel like people just be talking sometimes and they say a lot of things that they don't mean or they don't realize they're saying. So, anyway, keep the receipts. All right. Also, trust your intuition. If something feels off, don't dismiss it just because someone tells you otherwise. I understand when you are in a relationship, you trust your partner, but trust your intuition as well. Because firstly, and most importantly, you are in a relationship with yourself. And one thing, yourself would not lie to you. All right. So trust your intuition. The next thing, stop explaining yourself. You do not have to justify your feelings over and over to someone committed to misunderstanding you. If you have expressed or communicated in a transparent, vulnerable way your feelings to someone and they are just set on misunderstanding you, stop explaining yourself. The next thing, set firm boundaries. You have the right to say, I won't accept this, and you have the right to walk away when necessary. Lastly, seek outside perspectives. Talk to someone you trust, someone who is level headed, high vibrational, okay? Because sometimes when you're dealing with a manipulative partner, that can become or can make you become isolated from people. So sometimes an outside view can help bring you clarity. All right. And I will say for anyone who is dealing with a partner who is, it may be a little bit more toxic things that are going on, always be safe, plan accordingly, and do what you need to do to protect yourself, your inner peace, your mental, and your physical. Okay? Sometimes, well, I'm not even going to say sometimes, I'm actually going to go to this quote um, that I think Maya Angelou said: once a person shows you who they are, believe them. Believe and have that expectation that they will be who they are. So you be you and you plan accordingly. And that's all I'm going to say on that part, okay? Now, we're going to jump into also how do you reignite your light after it's been dimmed for so long? Because like I said earlier, the good news is you can always reignite your light, your flame. All right? Heartbreak can dim your light whether you have ended a relationship or had to move on because your light was so dim and you needed to love on yourself. But healing makes your light shine even brighter. Now, I know an emotional release and healing is sometimes needed. This is when you cry, when you write, when you scream, when you dance. Let it out because suppressing emotions keeps you stuck. Express them in a way that feels right. And honestly, there are no wrong answers outside of you harming someone else, okay? But don't suppress those emotions. Energy can be stuck and be stagnant and could cause other issues and problems even when you think that they are resolved. They're suppressed and they're going to come out in other ways. Also, with emotional releases and healing, journal prompts help you get those thoughts out. You can question, what did I lose in this relationship? What did I gain or learn from it? What do I want to reclaim in my life? To reignite your light, you might want to reconnect with yourself. Do things that you used to love, whether that's painting, reading, traveling, or even just listening to music that makes you feel alive. Go back to that old playlist that you used to listen to. Listen to those songs of nostalgia that put you back in a good place. Spend time alone and don't feel guilty about it, or don't feel bad about spending time with yourself because you're reconnecting with yourself. Like I said, the most important relationship that you ever have with anyone is relationship with yourself. So get comfortable with your own presence again. Next is the energetic and the spiritual cleansing. You can do some cord cutting rituals where you are visualizing releasing the energy of your past relationship. I feel like cord cutting can come in like so many different ways. This is where you're getting rid of the the pictures, the items, just cut that energy tie, cut that soul tie to that person. This could be spiritual baths using salts, herbs, essential oils. Cleanse that energy. Get some Palo Santos. Go step your foot in some grass. Like, just meditate, breathe. Do some Kundalini breathing exercises. Do a burn and release. Write down what you're letting go of and then safely burn the paper. Whatever feels right to you. Because there are no wrong answers outside of harming someone else. Okay? And then lastly, you rebuild your confidence. Say some daily affirmations, and we are going to actually say this now. So get prepared, clear your throats. I am whole on my own. I deserve love that honors my light. My happiness is not dependent on anyone else. And listen, guys, the last step is to surround yourself with uplifting people. Community and support matters. These are your friends. I don't care if this is a book club, if this is the group chat that you guys are in, or if it's just a concert, dinner, lunch with your friends, a walk with people that know you and love you. All right? Set boundaries and know that your light should never come at the cost of your peace. At the end of the day, relationships should amplify your glow, not dim it. And if you've lost yourself along the way, don't worry, because now you're finding you again. You are worthy of love that honors the real you. So keep shining. All right? And I have not done this before, but I feel called to do a tarot reading for the collective on this message here. So we're going to tap into it on this Good Friday. Spirit, give this collective a message. Give them a message. Okay, we got a lot of cards that are popping out here. A lot of cards. All right, let's dig into it. All right, so the cards have spoken. And let's see, the first card here we have is the Nine of Cups in reverse, letting me know that this collective, you may be feeling unfulfilled. There's some unfulfilled energy here where you're feeling like your cup is not being filled. Also, we have the Sun in reverse, letting me know that there could be some lack of confidence, and that really just confirms that dim light. And the next card, we have the Sixth card, which is the Lover's card, which it could be either the loss of a relationship that is causing this, or it could be a current relationship as of right now that is, I'm not going to say it's the cause, but it could be adding to the unfulfillment and the lack of confidence. The Seven of Swords in reverse is saying that you might be lying to yourself about the situation, and it's time for Spirit is trying to get you to see the truth and to remove the blinders, remove the I'm seeing someone like remove the shades from like their face. So Spirit wants you to see things clearly for what it is. The next card is the Judgment card. Judgment card is saying that you have the opportunity of redemption. It is time for you to be rebirthed again. It is time for this transformation and this self realization and self discovery of yourself again. Also, with the Knight of Swords in reverse, is saying that you might be a little impulsive at this moment. Don't act too fast. Um, yeah, don't act too fast. However, think about the things that you need. Think about what it's going to take to reignite you. Don't be so hasty with the journey and the rediscovery of yourself. Give yourself grace, give yourself time to discover yourself. Give yourself the same energy and nurturing that you give in relationships. It is time for you to give that to yourself. All right. And the last two cards, we have the Strength card and we have the Ace of Wands. Just know that whatever you have been through, whatever obstacles, experience, challenge, or you feel like whatever grief you may have experienced, whether this is after a relationship or in this relationship, know that it is always a lesson. It is a learning experience. And this experience gained you this unfound or unknown strength that you thought you did not have. And I feel like Spirit is telling you that this is something that you had to go through to be reconnected to yourself on a different level. This is like a rebirth. This is an elevation of who you are on the journey to who you are meant to be. With the Ace of Swans here, it's letting me know that this collective is about to be reignited. Your light is about to really shine. And I see this card here and it has like a flame right there on the third eye of this young woman here. And you're about to spark again. Your creativity is going to come back. Your authenticity is going to come back. Your laugh and your smile is going to come back. Your energy, your confidence is about to spark on a whole new level that you've never seen before. All right, collective, I hope this tarot reading helps you foresee what is to come. I hope my tips and everything resonated with you. And know that I love you guys. Sending you air hearts. I hope you have an amazing Friday. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Spiritually Her. I hope you felt inspired, empowered, and ready to take the next step on your journey. If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's keep the conversation going. You can connect with me on TikTok at Serenity 101. That's SURRENITY 101. And on Instagram at spiritually.her. I love to hear your thoughts, breakthroughs, or even what topics you want to dive into next. Until next time, remember, your power is already within you. Keep shining and simply stay spiritually her. Bye.